The RowdCast contains adult themes, graphic bullshit, and adult situations, adult language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Now, this is my job. I will not quit it. Pull me out the depths when I thought that I was finished. Yeah, I question if I could go the distance. That's just the work, regardless of who's listening. Listen. See, I was meant to be a warrior, fight something amongst me, leave here victorious. Classroom of kids, or a venue performing. If I'd done it for the money, I'd have been a fucking lawyer. Concrete, vagabond, band telling stories. Humbled by the road, I'm realizing I'm not important. See, life's a beautiful struggle, I record it. Hope it helps you maneuvering through yours. That's why we stay in the lab at night. I've been staring into this pad for over half my life. A true artist won't be satisfied, so I guess that's the sacrifice. And I said, make the money, don't let the money make you. Change the game and let the game change you. I'll forever remain faithful. All my people stay true. I said, make the money, don't let the money make you. Change the game and let the game change you. I'll forever remain faithful. All my people stay true. Forget about the bank, fortune in the mansion. Sitting and tripping, watching myself on a plasma. Yeah, I start slipping when I'm thinking about that stuff. Ego won't swole until karma catches that up. I'm my grandma's #1 grandson. I lost myself to remember who that was. We start thinking about some kicks, a necklace. What I really need is a job off Craigslist. Take away the .com, name, love, fans, the Twitter followers, and the buzz. See, you keep the issues, but you take away the drugs. And I had to find out who I really was. Who I really was. And so sick of who I was becoming. Yep, tired of running. Time to look at the man in the mirror until I can learn to love him. Make the money, don't let the money make you. Change the game and let the game change you. I'll forever remain faithful. All my people stay true. I said, make the money, don't let the money make you. Change the game and let the game change you. I'll forever remain faithful. All my people stay true. I want doves and a candy painted lack. Watch the videos and get the girls in the back. But if that's what I believe in and the reason that I rap, Uncle Sam is my pimp when he puts me on the track. Of course I want doves and a candy painted lack. Watch the videos and get the girls in the back. But if that's what I believe in and the reason that I rap, Uncle Sam is my pimp when he puts me on the track. Make the money, don't let the money make you. Change the game, don't let the game change you. I'll forever remain faithful, stay true. And I said, make the money, don't let the money make you. Change the game, don't let the game change you. I'll forever remain faithful. Stay true. Forget about the fame. I said forget about the fame. I'll forever remain faithful. Stay true.
Welcome to the show, you fucking savages, you motherfucking degrading scumbags of the fucking earth that listen to this shit that I spew out of my mouth. Welcome to the show. It's another RowdCast. This is the 7th episode. We're still cranking them out, you know? It's what I do. I got some good topics lined up tonight. There's just some things that I swear to God every day. Just take a glance around the internet and read the fucking headlines. If it doesn't make you laugh, then I don't know what's wrong with you. You're even more fucked up than I am, because I sit there and just chuckle as I read the fucking headlines, man. First and foremost, thank all my fans, all my listeners. Like I said, all the feedback, everything you guys say, you know, I like to do this. You know, you guys tell me, oh, dude, do a podcast on this. Do a podcast on this. Dude, you know, that one was great. You know, so that stuff goes a long way. And I encourage you to give me ideas, you know, things that bother you or, it's, you know, that grind your gears or fucking, you know, get your fucking panties in a wad. You know, let me know. 'Cause I'll talk about it. You know, I like to talk about things that I think are interesting and things that people should hear, you know. Maybe might not always want to hear them or really care about them, but the more they listen and they might learn something, you know. Sometimes you just open your mind a little bit, you can learn a lot from other people. I'm not saying I'm smart or a fucking genius or anything, but I say some fucking smart shit sometimes, maybe, you know. You may learn a few things. It's just first off, as I go through the news and headlines that I seen just a little bit ago, I had back home, I posted something on the Facebook, like I always do. If you want to chat, you can hit me right now, the live chat on Spreaker.com, or, you know, hit me up on Twitter or on Facebook. But I seen this. The first one is back home where I'm from in Ohio. There's this, in Sandusky County, one of the counties from my hometown, a state trooper. I don't know how he got busted. I don't know if he told his wife or somehow his wife ratted him out. But that he was masturbating with a teenager in the room. And he did it more than once. He did it like twice or three times. And he came, you know, he got ratted out on it, and he came out and said, yeah, he was just teaching the kid about sex, and that instead of sex, he could masturbate, and he was showing him how. And it's like, dude, if you believe that shit, if you believe some older dude saying that shit, that he's a fucking pedo, man. He's a pedo-ass fucking child molester, and he's a cop. And as of right now, he's still making $85,000 a year on salary. He hasn't been removed from his job. He's still cruising the fucking highways of Ohio right now in a cruiser, taking your rights away, probably. I mean, that's fucked up, man. I mean, how does that, you know, how do you get out of that shit? You don't, unless you're fucking a cop or a government official or a celebrity, as we're going to get to. You know, normal people like us, we don't get to fucking break bond and get out. We don't have our lawyers come save our ass, and that doesn't happen for us. We sit in jail, and we do jail time, and that's what life is. So for other people that don't, they have the executive privilege, as my my ethics and culture teacher would have thought in college, would have said, executive privilege, white man power. If we don't have that, you got to get in line, and you got to do what everybody else has to do. And you know, it's not rare, it's not fair, and it's not right. You know, and I had some people. You know, I posted a video on my Facebook or something to check out about police brutality and shit like that, and they just said, you know, about it being a police state, like I did on the one podcast. And I had, you know, somebody give me a bunch of flack about, you know, the police, or you don't know what, you know, these police are just fucking senselessly beating the shit. I mean, people are handcuffed and they're fucking clubbing them in the head, and they're fucking stomping on their face, and, you know, people are recording all this shit, and, you know, someone said, you don't know what they did, and all these people were, it was someone that, you know, works with law enforcement, and, you know, they said, you know, you don't know what these people did, you know, they probably deserve, if you resist, you deserve shit like that. It's like, no. I agree that, you know, that's what I'm trying to say, is don't ever think that I'm saying all police are bad, or that the police are bad. And that's not true, because there's good cops out there, and I said that on my podcast. If you would have listened, you know, there's cops out there. There's times where cops have helped me out when I needed somebody. You know, shit got sour, and I needed a cop, and there was one there to help me out. You know, And then, I mean, that's happened before. And that I don't believe they're all bad. I believe most of them are trying to do good. But shit trickles downhill. And if your politicians and your congressmen and your senators and your president are fucked up and corrupt, then what's that going to do? That's going to branch down into the next, and then your police are corrupt and fucked up too. So, we get this light, or like that we always had. America is, it's a great country, and I'm glad that I'd rather be from America than any other country in the world. But this thing that we're the greatest country in the world and we're all free and this and blah blah. I mean, I think we all can smell the bullshit now. We know better. But I'm getting off the subject. I got to keep going. That's one thing I seen. Another one I seen. I think it was a guy in. I want to say. Where was he at? He was from Kansas. There's a guy from Kansas, right? He answered a Craigslist ad that a lesbian couple had put up on, saying they wanted a artificial donor because one of them wanted to give birth and they wanted to have a child, and so they needed a sperm donation. And all they asked for were 2 little vials of semen, small amount. And he filled it up, and he filled the 2 little things up, and he went and he gave it to them. And I don't know if they gave him some money or he just did it, which is, if you're fucking looking on Craigslist to fucking donate your sperm out to make kids, I mean, that's not the best place to be looking, I wouldn't think. But, so he did that. Well, I think it's, 10 years or so went by, and now they're hitting him up for I'm sorry. They're hitting him up for child support. So they're saying that because he paid, he signed waivers and stuff to say that, he had nothing to do with the child. But they're trying to say that because it wasn't done legally or by, in a lab or something, it wasn't done properly, that they can get him for child support. So they obviously found a loophole. They're making him pay child support for fucking some cum that he donated. I don't know, he just put a syringe and shoot it up in there and you make babies that way. I don't know how that works exactly. That's crazy to me. It made me laugh though. Like, that sucks, dude. That's a bad day. That's a bad day. One of the other ones is seen out in Washington, where they just legalized marijuana also, along with, Denver's getting all the talk right now because it's so big, and they're kind of going all for it, I think. And Washington is having a little more trouble. They just had one of their bigger towns vote 6-1 that they're not, they're still allowed to smoke it, but they're not allowed to have any grow shops, any shops that sell marijuana, anything, any in the town. You can't smoke it in the town. You can't buy it. Can't produce it. They voted out. And, you already have, 5 or 6 other states that are planning to put it on the ballot this year. And what you're having right now is just a fight of power. You have old politicians that believe that it's the devil's lettuce and it's devil's cabbage and shit like that, and it's bad for you. And then you have these newer, younger people like us, that have grown up with this shit, and we know the facts, and we know that it doesn't get you addicted to fucking heroin, and it doesn't make you lazy and lay on your couch all day. There's people that go and hike mountains when they're stoned. We know the truth. We know the facts. We know the research. We've done the research. We've smoked a bunch of dope. we know. And, you know, you just have these older people still just trying to fight and fight and fight as much as they can. And it's like, keep fighting, but eventually, I mean, the percentage of people is just that agree with, you know, the president like just went out and said that he thinks it's no worse than alcohol or cigarettes. So, I mean, eventually they can't fight it forever. I mean, it's going to take years and years, but eventually it's going to be, you know, it'll be the thing. And I really don't think that it's going to become a bigger thing, or, you know, so everyone's going to abuse it, and there'll be accidents and all these other, you know, old people are saying. And I don't think it will be. I think it's just like, I mean, how many accidents do you have from alcohol? How many DUIs do you get? It's going to be exactly the same. You know, it'll probably be less. Then you're still going to have DUIs. You're still going to have people driving drunk down the wrong way of the road, killing people. You know, you're not going to have someone on marijuana doing that. I don't see that happening. I mean, I'm not saying it can't. I don't see that happening. Another thing, on a bad note, there was in Indiana, a little girl. She was like 14, I think, 13, 14, stabbed her 11-year-old sister with a knife and a pair of scissors, like over 40 times, 42 times or something like that. And she said the intruder broke in and stabbed her sister and killed her. And they figured out that it was bullshit. And that her older sister stabbed the little sister. And they asked why. And she said that she did it because she was ungrateful. That she had made her little sister dinner and did a bunch of chores. And her little sister was ungrateful and had been smacking her and stuff. And that shit's wicked. That's wicked, man. You know, there's a little 14-year-old girl, you know. I mean, by that time you know what you're doing, but obviously you got, you know, your priorities are fucked up. Your mind's fucked up. If you're killing someone because they're ungrateful, that's, you know, it's sad. It's sad for that family, but you know, that kind of shit just makes me sick to my stomach because, you know, we think that. Or we should think that, you know, like I say, the world's a fucked up place these days. It ain't getting any better. You know, we're not getting any younger. But there's not much you can do. It's just, like I said, be good people, man. Pass it around. Positive energy. Be good people. Because, you know, kids today that need that shit. And what they see is what they mock, and you know, that stuff, that hurts my heart. You know, that makes me feel terrible. Those are just some of the stories that I see that I want to go over. I figured throw them in there. But what I'm talking about tonight is celebrities. Not just celebrities. Celebrities in our culture and our media, and it's something that I touched on very briefly on my first podcast that I kind of went into, and I kind of went on a little rant about it, and I was drunk, and everyone said that was, you know, genius shit, so I'm not drunk tonight, so a little more sober-minded, but the thing is, you know, and like I was saying, I put up in a little promo piece and stuff. We're a culture where, you know, every other species on the planet has that dominant, the dominance, you know. There's either one or a couple of them, you know, become the dominant. It's in cats, it's in dogs, it's the alpha male, the dominant, you know. We're one species that doesn't really have that. We have people that come to power, but it's more, you know, we do have alpha males, you know, you can't say that we don't, but it's not the same. We have, you know, plenty of people that get money and are idolized, or, you know, false idols, or people are all about them, but that's not, That's not the same as an alpha male or controlling. You could say the president is an alpha male, but it's not, because we're voting. And that's something that other creatures on this planet can't do. They don't hold votes, and they can't have reasonable debates and discussions. And it's that's something really crazy about human beings. But and the people that have the most power, the most money. I mean, it's what it is. Money is power. We, like I said, we idolize them. We worship them. We love everything. We like what they wear. We like what they do. Whatever they got their name, and that's why all these companies want to, they want to put, Brad Pitt on their deodorant, or they want him to, say that he uses this cologne or whatever. We want to put faces with products, because that's how marketing's done. That's how somebody cool that's trending right now and is cool in society. If they're drinking using a certain mouthwash, you might fucking be like, hey, he's fucking George Clooney's using that mouthwash, so maybe I should. George Clooney's a fucking cool cat. That doesn't mean it's true, but that's the society and the culture that we kind of live in. And, we put faces with products, and we have jingles with products, and songs and themes, and that's just how we're conditioned. And, no matter what, I mean, we're a shit-talking society, We love to talk shit. I mean, I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. Talking shit behind somebody's back, You come to their face, hey, how you doing? I mean, not everybody. And I try not to. I try to be as honest as possible, but there's definitely people where it's, you try to be nice. You grow up and you try to be professional and you're nice to their face, but as soon as they walk away, you say, God, I hate that motherfucker. I want to slap him right in the head. God, he drives me nuts, like they just get under your skin or something like that, It's, I mean, we're all guilty of it. We're all shit talking, gossiping. We love to gossip. Love to know what, oh yeah, he's cheating on his girlfriend, and, he does this, and he's smoking crack in the alley, and, Bob over there he's sucking dicks behind the building, and, I mean, that's our culture. And that you do it. You're sitting there right now and saying, yeah, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I think like that. I do it too. And I try not to. I'm trying to get better, but we are. And that's what drives us, We like to talk shit. We like to gossip. We like to talk about people's business and tell it to other people. And, I mean, that's just how it is. It's, I don't know if we can help it. I don't know. I just think it's in our DNA, and I don't know if it's gotten worse. It's always been around. It's always, shit talking and telling people's business to the town, especially in the small towns, like where I come from and stuff. And, small towns, something happens, and within a week, everyone, less than a week, the whole town knows, and that's just, nobody's. Because you live in a town and you have nothing better to do, You're nobody's. You really haven't done anything great. You really haven't accomplished anything great, but still your business is all around the town. Everybody knows who you are, and they know what you did. So when we get to these celebrities like Justin Bieber, I think it just happened last night or the night before, whenever he got arrested, that takes it to the next level. And, if you go back, just recently in the years, Tiger Woods, Justin Bieber, and Lindsay Lohan, and Paris Hilton, were the Phil Robinson, the Duck Dynasty guy. It clogs up our fucking airwaves, man. It clogs up, and I said this before. It's like brain filler. What is? Yeah, they're fucking. They got more money than you, so they could probably do cooler shit. See, Justin Bieber could he's 18 years old. He drives in a Lamborghini in South Beach, Florida with a model in his car. He's drunk out of his mind. We were all 18 once. We probably would have done the same thing. He just has more money and he could do more stuff that we probably fucking couldn't have. You know? And that doesn't mean he's a bad guy. I mean, we're all fucking human. We're all going to make mistakes, you know? But for us to be so, we've all made mistakes. A lot of us have drove drunk and got busted for it. And a lot of us have got drug charges and done this and done that, you know? And does that mean that we're terrible people? No. But we're just not, we don't have the grace of, we're not on the front of every fucking newspaper in the world, you know? We're not that important, and neither is he, and that's my point, is that motherfucker's not that important either. You know, none of these childs think that Lindsay Lohan's blowing coke fucking every night going out. That's not important to me. I don't give a shit if she's blowing coke. I've blown a lot of coke in my life. There's nothing special about it. She's got a coke problem. She needs to go to rehab. I don't care if she goes to rehab or she doesn't go to rehab. I don't give a shit. You know? We shouldn't judge them on things like that because that doesn't mean the people that they are. You know? Everybody makes mistakes, but we love to watch that fire burn. We love to watch that train fucking wreck. We love to see that plane go down. And especially, we love it if it's your neighbor, you love it. Or somebody you know, somebody you hate. But if it's somebody that fucking is a celebrity, oh man. We're all there to fan the flames. You know? We're all there to just sit there and watch it burn and fan those flames. Because that's what it's about. I mean, the shit with Charlie Sheen and stuff, you know, we just love it. And it's interesting that their lives are more interesting than all of our lives. And like I've said before, the shit that's going on in the news and stuff like that, there's so many more. If you really, I mean, there's shit going on in the Ukraine right now. They're protesting. I mean, this shit, you could look it up. I'll post it to my Facebook after this. The pictures are just, looks like the end of the world, man. People marching around with gas masks and the whole town's fucking burning. They're rioting because their Ukrainian president's trying to make a deal with Russia. And the people aren't about that, about the European Union. And, I mean, there's dolphins being slaughtered by the Japanese. Rare, and like endangered dolphins that are being there's so much shit going on in the fucking world right now. It's it's bizarre, and that we're so infatuated by this little fucking punk, 18-year-old kid, looks like a fucking metrosexual little punk, but he's everywhere, and I think that's why everyone loves that all this is happening now, and that's why it's a big deal, because everybody wants to see him fail, you know. They want to see him fall. And, they've got to see him fall a little bit. But like I said, if you were 18 years old and you had the money that he had, and you had fucking Lamborghinis, and you're partying with models, eating ecstasy and fucking eating pills and drinking, you might be drag racing at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. I've done some pretty crazy shit. Just saying. And I'm not saying give a kid a break or anything. I'm just saying we shouldn't care. We shouldn't. The Duck Dynasty guy, they're saying, he came back and the ratings aren't doing what. That sucks because the media's ruined it. Because every person fucking stuck their finger in it. Everyone got fucking involved in it. Everybody talked about it. And that's even by doing this and talking about Justin Bieber and putting that shit on my Facebook to get people to listen to this, I'm doing the same thing. Which I hate, but I'm trying to get my message across by doing that. I think Bieber's a douchebag. I think the kid's a little fucking punk fuck, But the point is that it doesn't matter what I think. Because He's a human being. Like I'm a human being. And for us to let these fucking, the celebrities control the media and what's said and what's done and, when there's plenty of other stuff in the world that we need to know about. But our media is so censored and so just stripped down. That's what it makes you think. When something like this happens, it's always like, uh-oh, what else is going on right now? What kind of crazy law or bill are they trying to pass? Or, what's going on? Because, when something like this goes on, it's a lot of other things are being missed that we need to know about, The shit like this with Snowden. And, if you know anything about the shit that Snowden, the NSA and stuff, he revealed all that stuff. And he's trying to, people are saying the U.S. said, they'll let him come back if his lawyers will get a hold of them. They'll talk about a plea deal. Like, no, they want him fucking dead. There's no plea deal to that. Yeah, you're going to come. He's like, I can't ever come back unless the laws are changed. He can never come back to his home country because of telling everyone the truth. So how free are you? And it all boils to the same thing. It's who's controlling the media, who's running the shit, who's pulling the strings. And maybe that's why everyone's infatuated with other people's business. It's because that's what we're used to. That's what we see in the media. Because the media is gossip, and the media it's more like one of those fucking papers, when you're walking out at the grocery store that's sitting there at the fucking register. That's what the news is more like these days, like a tabloid. It's not news, Like when I try to read news and look articles, I just have to skim through them, and I just might see one or something, but who knows if that's even the fucking truth. It's, like I say all the time, it's a crazy fucking world, people. But these, who cares who's sucking Tiger Woods' dick? Who cares what fucking, Paris Hilton's doing, and Lindsay Lohan's doing, and Mel Gibson called a fucking bunch of people Jews. He doesn't like Jews. I don't know. People say shit when they're fucking drunk. It happens. But when you let it build up and blow, and the media gets it, and then you get it, and you talk about it, then more media talks about it, then it's everywhere that you look, and then it ruins that person's life. And, you say that's a celebrity, and who gives a shit, because, they're fucking rich, and fuck them, and at one time, they were just like you, They were just like you, didn't have nothing, had a dream, had a goal. We all have goals and dreams, and some people were born into money, and that happens. But a lot of them probably worked hard to get that fucking money. But because one thing that the media blows out of proportion to fucking keep you distracted from other things, you blow out of proportion. So therefore, you fucking just ruin the person's life. You destroy them completely. One thing, destroy everything that they ever have worked for, and it can happen to us too. It all takes is one, and that's what you got to be careful about. Is, that's what the media wants. More bullshit, more brain filler, to program out into all the little sheep, the little robots. It's maybe crazy talk, but it's fucking real talk. And, it's just, today is just a different time. And when everything's so controlled by the government and with the NSA and stuff like that, and, these celebrities are just, they're living their life, man. Like I said, if you had that money, you wouldn't do that shit? You do that shit. Think about it. And, the one thing about Bieber, this Justin Bieber thing, is fucking, people realize he's not even a U.S. citizen. He's a Canadian that lives in the U.S. So a fucking Canadian is the biggest talk of our... Some little Canadian 18-year-old boy is the biggest talk of our fucking nation. That's sad. That makes me want to just fucking beat my head into the wall right now until it bleeds. He's Canadian. I'm not saying I hate Canadians. I'm just saying he's fucking Canadian. So why the fuck is he such a big fucking deal? He's not. And that's what I'm trying to get across. You have to understand that. It's not that big of a deal. And he's probably going to get in a lot more trouble. You know? Because I didn't fuck up once. I had to fuck up a lot of times. I couldn't even count how many times I fucked up. You know? And you got to learn sometime. And when you're young, you got to fucking learn. But for us to... And yeah, it's funny to make jokes and shit like that. But when it's everywhere, and it's everything, and that's all everyone talks about, there's something wrong there. Because that's not the most important thing. There's so much else out there. This world is so, I've said it before. We're on a fucking asteroid, a planet, which is a rock with a fucking molten core of heat and energy, and we're flying through the fucking galaxy super fucking fast while we're swirling on a fucking 23 degree fucking tilt. So we have fucking seasons. We're just flying through the fucking galaxy around this giant fucking burning fucking atomic bomb, pretty much, that could blow up at any minute and waste the whole fucking galaxy. That's our life. That's what we're doing. And we just happen to fucking come along, and there's fucking monkeys. Somehow, these fucking fish, the bird fucked the fish, and the fish fucking, had a bird fucking reptile, baby fish, frog fuck that grew and got on the land, and then slowly fucking morphed into, these animals kept evolving and adapting to the surrounding, and then, sooner or later there was monkeys, and primates came, and, you can debate it or not if you're Christian or not. I mean, I say a lot of things on here, that some things are way religious and Christian, and some things are way against it, but I think evolution, I'm not saying there's no God, but evolution is hard to debate. And, some fucking, if you just think about this shit, dude, where we come from, we just, Adam and Eve, we just, boop, we were planted, and we just grew, and two people fucked, and everybody came from two people fucking. Come on, that just can't happen. If you're a realist, I'm a realist. That's what I believe. And, if you don't think, how the fuck if we did, if we go to the evolution route and we did come from monkeys, how did the monkeys get smart and start acting like us? How did they start thinking? How did they start working together, having communities, having tools? How did all that happen? If you just think about it, there's no other human beings. There's no in the whole galaxy, in any planet. There's some that they say maybe one time that could have sustained life, like Mars, like I talked about. But there's not one, just us. And they think maybe there's more out there in the universe, but it's too far away. Like I said, to get to Mars, it's like 137 million miles to Mars, and that's the closest planet to us. I think it's like 6 years to get there or something. And you can never come back. Like, if you just think about these things, the ocean, how fucking giant it is, the creatures, the fucking rainforest and the jungles, and this fucking world is so fucking crazy. And it's fantastic, man. It's out there. That shit is out there. If you think about somebody says, you sit down and you fucking ponder and you really fucking look the stuff up and you start reading, you get lost, in any of these subjects. Because it makes you think and it makes you use your brain. And that's what we're here to do. Worrying about what some fucking 18-year-old Canadian fucking bitch boy did when he got fucked up partying with his friends. You spend most of your day laughing and talking about that. You're wasting your day. You're wasting your life. And that's what they want. You're doing exactly what, I don't know, say the man, exactly what the media wants. You know? You're talking about them. You're talking about the shit that they told you. And that's when we failed. We fail as a society, you know? Like I always say, you watch other news networks, you know? Watch BBC, you know? Watch another country's news, international news network. And see how it is. It's a totally different view. You know, you're not getting some of the stupid shit that we got to deal with. It's crazy. And I just, to let ourselves be so engulfed and caught up in this Justin Bieber shit and celebrity. And, you know, for now it's him. Who's next? You know, it'll be someone else is in line to fucking, they'll be the next one. And they'll ruin somebody else's career and they'll, you know. You know, some of the shit these celebrities do is fucked up shit, man. They do some fucked up shit. Like I said, we all do some fucked up shit. And once you do it, sometimes some of them don't. You know, someone like Charlie Sheen or something. He don't give a fuck. He's going to continue to do that kind of fucked up shit. I think. I just think that's him. You know, he. Some people, you know, sometimes you make mistakes, and some people are remorseful for it. And sometimes we accept their apologies, but most of the time, like I said, it doesn't matter. Everybody fucks up, and you got to say, what did he do? Oh, he was fucking, you know, he was smoking crack with a fucking transvestite in the back of his car, like Eddie Murphy got caught. You know, Eddie Murphy still, he kind of fell off, but he's still, you know, doing stuff. It's, you know, that happened to him. I mean, some of these people, that's how it needs to be. It's like, it depends on how elite your status is, how big you are, how much they're going to crumple you or, you know, slander your name or smash you, the bigger or badder that you are. That's what I'm saying. It sucks. It's like, it makes you never want to be famous, you know? It makes you never want to ever make it. Because that's something that you got to worry about, you know? Everywhere you go, every crack you step on, you know? It could have repercussions later. And today with, you know, social media and the cameras everywhere and the videos, and in a lot of ways it's good to have that shit, you know? We need to have that video and stuff to keep people honest. It's important. But it also, you know, with the NSA and stuff, you lose your freedoms too. Especially if you're a celebrity and you're famous. It's all gone now. You know, you're an open book. The world's flipping through the pages. You know, so you make one slip up, everybody's gonna know. But that's kind of my moral to this whole thing is you know, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not on their side, I'm not against them. I'm saying let's give them a break, you know? Let's not let it fill your brain and occupy your mind. And, you know, that shit, hearing that shit, it has today. You know, just like I said the last time about that Duck Dynasty thing, it has occupied my thoughts, and I've talked about it with people, and I'm guilty, and I'm doing the exact same thing, and we can't do that. You know, to make it a better place and a better society, and like I said, positive energy and better thoughts, and you know, it breeds it. You know, if you're positive, it breeds positive energy. So other people are positive. If you're a grumpy, mean fuck all the time, other people around you might be a grumpy, mean fuck because they won't have to deal with you all the time. So you make them a, you know, mean ass motherfucker. And that's, you know, it's not okay. We're never going to get to where we need to get to if that's how everybody is, you know. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Remember that always. And, you know, we're all going to make mistakes. And we need to not worry so fucking much about stuff like this. You know, this isn't that important. There's much more important. Like I said, next time you see something like that, you know, I challenge you to this. Next time you see, you know, Justin Bieber on the front pages of paper, or fucking Lindsay Lohan snorting fucking rails or something, you know, close it, or, you know, close the page, or exit the internet site, and like I said, look up something interesting to you. Something that, you know, kind of like get you thinking, get your mind going a little bit. Think of something that just, you know, maybe you were thinking of one day when you were daydreaming. Look it up. You know, it could be the species on this planet. It could be, you know, this outer space. It could be the fucking, you know, in the ground. It could be the oceans. It could be people. It could be psychology. It could be anatomy. It could be biology. It could be botany. It could be, you know, astronomy. It could be, there's so much stuff to learn that you have no idea. You know, that through your whole life, you know, what will you learn? Like 1/8 of everything that there is about this planet. It's, I mean, that's an amazing thing. You'll never know nothing. And every day we're learning more and more. And scientists, there's more and more information. And we're creating new things. And we're doing new things. And we're saving lives. And we're, you know, like I said, that's what I challenge you to that. Instead of talking about, you know, what Joe Blow did, you know, talk about what's real and research what's interesting and what's crazy and something that means something to you and that, you know, you would like to learn, because that's important. You know, that makes you a smarter person. That makes you a better person. But, you know, finding out what these celebrities did and how many drugs they did and who's checking into what rehab and who broke up and who did this and did that, that's not. Like, and I like to say, that's brain filler. That's clogging your fucking brain up with nonsense and bullcrap that's not important. And that's going to make you dumber. You know, it's going to make your brain think slower. It's going to make you less intelligent, you know, because you're spending time that you could be actually learning something, learning a new trade, you know, learning new facts, learning about science, learning about, you know, working on something, doing a project, building something, building a car, building a deck, you know, learning how to fix your refrigerator. I mean, you know, with YouTube, you can learn anything. Teach yourself something. Learn something new. Do something. Get off your fucking couch. You know? Educate yourself. And I heard my buddy's podcast a couple nights ago, and he talked about education and you know, how, you know, through the whole, you're brought up, you're not educated. You know, you are, but you're educated in what is always told to you. That's not the truth always. And he said, you know, you're being trained the whole time. You're not being educated until you actually grow up and you become a man. You know, once you hit 18 and you know, start making your own decisions and seeing the world through the real eyes, you know, and everything's not sheltered and covered for you anymore. You know, you can really educate yourself. And there's a lot to learn, and nobody will ever learn it all. And that's the interesting thing about it. One thing you may know, your buddy might not know. And you start talking, and they know a bunch about it. And then you learn from them. And then you get in bullshit with them, and they learn a bunch from you. It's great how that works, you know? And that's what communication's about. And that's what social is about, you know? And I mean, that's what being social is about, and learning from each other and taking from each other and applying it into our lives. And, you know, like I said, from now on, let the media do their thing, you know. It's making us all, like I said, dumber and slower. And it's not good, people. It's not good. We're better than that. We're smarter than that. And I hope the best for this country. I hope the best. I hope I have children and they grow up in this places. You know, because the way it's looking, you know, it may not be tapped out and everything ruined in our generation, but our kids' generation or our kids' generations, you know, minerals and resources and stuff, they're dying up, man. They're drying. So, it's a scary, scary thing. But just remember what I challenge you. And I think that's super important. And maybe, you know, some people may say, you're a fucking idiot. That's, you know, I don't see it like that. Or it's, you know, I like to know about celebrities and I like to know about drama going on in Hollywood. And I like to know about, well, fine, to each their own. But I'm telling you, if you step back and you look at it and you look at the stuff, if you just flip through the pages of the newspaper, or you just sit there and watch CNN or you watch Fox News, you'll see what I'm talking about. And that's not the news is supposed to, you know, educate you and teach you about things, and it's not doing what it's supposed to do, you know, because that's why I always call it the media. You know, I don't call it the news anymore because it's not news. It's just media. It's a written media. There's, you know, social media. There's, you know, telemedia. And it's just a crazy fucking place. Crazy fucking rock that we live on. Well, sooner or later with my opening music, I'm probably going to stop because I'm going to get in trouble for using licensed music. I know that Spreaker kind of frowns on that shit. So eventually I'll probably have to lose the opening music. But till then, fuck them. I'm going to keep jamming that shit. If you join me for the show tonight, I really appreciate you. Like always. You know, I appreciate you hanging me around and seeing what's up. And if, you know, you got feedback, give it to me. If you got something to say, hit me up. You can hit me up on the Twitter. It's Rowdy MMA Fan. Got me on the Facebook. And I appreciate you. I really appreciate you. And that's why I do this thing. And it's things that I think people need to know. And I want people to know. And I want to get smarter. You know, I want to learn shit. That's why I'm saying, give me your topics. Give me what fucking, one of those days when you are, you know, instead of listening and watching the fucking news or something, and you find something super interesting, hit me up. Send me a message. Like, hey, dude, this is fucking crazy. Did you know this? And I'll probably think, no, that's fucking awesome topic to do on the podcast. So, do it. Be cool. Get into podcasting, dude. Do your own podcast. That's something to fucking do. You know? Be fucking cool like me and Hamer. Have your own fucking show on the fucking radio, on the internet that anyone can listen to live at any fucking time or download and listen to. That's pretty fucking cool, you know? Instead of worrying about what fucking Justin Bieber's doing with his gay-ass hair. So, like always, I gotta go to bed. I gotta work early. Got asked to come in a little early tomorrow. Not looking forward to it, but got a long weekend after that. We'll probably be back on, let's say, be Saturday night. It'll be, yeah. If not, I'll keep it posted maybe before then, but Probably Saturday night, hit up another one. Maybe Friday night. Maybe tomorrow night. Depending how I'm feeling. But, like I said, got topics or something, hand them to me. I'm going to come up with some other ones. I got a bunch written down, and I just kind of go through them. But the celebrity one I wanted to talk about a while ago, and then this thing with Justin Bieber, I was like, all right, that's perfect. So, like I said, be good. Be good to one another. Do good things. And as always, from the RowdCast, this is Rowdy Radloff. I'm out.